Hey everybody, welcome to week 4 of our class here at Rasmussen College on Business Law. A little bit late on my posting this week for the professor video review, so I apologize about that, guys, as we are in Module 4, and the pace is picking up in the class quite considerably. We have already had the initial postings due on the discussion board, guys, so if you've not made your initial posting, please do so, as they were due, I think, yesterday. Please make sure to post your initial discussion board posting if you've not already done so. We have 2 assignments this week, guys. We have a PowerPoint assignment that's due. Plus, we have opening the doors to your own business assignment, which is due, guys, where you're going to pick what business you would like to operate. And if you'd rather operate like an LLC or a sole proprietorship or an S corp or however you want to open that business, you're going to post that as well too. So it's an interesting week, guys. We are a very busy week this week, as again we are a very shortened week, as we will have our live classroom tomorrow night as usual on Tuesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it should be an interesting live classroom, guys. We're talking on agency and partnership and different things this week in terms of looking at agency regulations as well also. So it should be a great discussion. So again, guys, please try to make the live classroom tomorrow night from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and hope to see everybody there as well for it. Also this week, guys, in terms of everything, remember to check that course calendar. It's extremely important, because we are now getting closer and closer to the end of our class. Remember, our class ends in early February. So we need to be sure that we are keeping up with everything and that we're checking those due dates, because the next few modules are not ending in a full 7 days. So please be sure, guys, to check the course calendar, as Module 4 will be ending prior to the end of the work week this week. I think our last day is going to be this coming Thursday. So please be sure, guys, to be checking everything and make sure you're getting everything in. So again, guys, it's an interesting topic this week. We're covering agencies and partnerships. We're looking at how an agency relationship, how one person is going to work for the principal and going to be the person, almost like an employee-employer relationship. So we're discussing that and how businesses hire people and give them authority to act on their behalf. So that should be a great discussion on it. We'll be looking at regulations. Of course, companies have to meet all kinds of business regulations and how to operate and how to do things. So that should be a very interesting discussion as well too. These kind of fact patterns are going to fit into our course objectives. Our course objectives, as always, guys, I've listed them on our course calendar or on our regular module announcement. But again, we're comparing and contrasting private law, public law, procedural law, and substantive law. So we're looking with regulatory authority, how they have to meet all the different procedures of the agencies and be in compliance with those agency regulations. And also they'll have to look at business laws as well too, in terms of if you're going to have employee-employer relationships, what are the hiring rights of those employees, what are the duties and things and obligations you have to provide a safe working environment, those kind of things. So it should be an interesting discussion on that. We're looking at consumer protection laws a little bit during our topics this week, because regulatory authority does protect consumer rights. You have things like OSHA, you have things such as if an individual thinks a business has done them wrong, they can file a complaint with an agency. So that should be interesting looking at that. Emerging issues of identity theft and theft prevention. Regulatory authority and regulations and agencies have authority to look at those crimes of identity theft and determine whether or not a contract existed or whether there was fraud and those kind of things. So that'll be interesting to see how the agencies do it. Advantages and disadvantages of liability or limited liability partnerships and corporations. That's going to come into play too with agencies and partnerships, guys, and how partnerships differ in terms of having a partnership versus a corporation. So we'll be looking at that as well too. And again, too, which entity is important to choose a business. We're obviously doing that one in terms of we'll form our company as an LLC or a sole proprietorship or an S corp. That is our assignment this week in terms of opening your own business. And it's also on our discussion board as well too. So we're really covering that course objective this week as well also, guys. So it should be a very interesting week. We have a lot of material to cover, 2 assignments again, discussion board, live classroom, and a very shortened module 4. So hopefully everybody can keep up with everything. If you need me, guys, remember office hours are on Tuesdays and Sundays from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm always available by email, guys. And with that, have a great week and hope to see everybody in live classroom module 4.